What up, Laker Nation? In today's show, we're going to get to the latest Anthony Davis trade rumors. But first, go down right now and hit that big red button, because win or lose, we're always talking Lakers. From news, rumors, injury updates, anything under the sun that revolves around the Lakers, we're breaking it down on the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. Lock us in, hit that big red button. Lakers videos almost every single day. YouTube.com/LakersTV. You are watching the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Marshall Green, and the rumors surrounding Anthony Davis are heating up. An NBA insider says the Lakers' alternative to trading Russell Westbrook could be moving Anthony Davis. This has been the talk of Twitter all day today. And in today's show, I'm going to give you some reasons as to why it makes some sense, why it doesn't make some sense, and what you could be looking for to get back in a trade for Anthony Davis. But let's go to Bill Simmons, who pretty much broke this news surrounding AD. He said, there's some buzzing that AD might be available. That's a plan B. Because the Westbrook trade, or whatever they think they can get for Westbrook, and whether you'd want to give up future assets, maybe that doesn't even make sense. Because what are you getting if you're the Lakers? You've got Davis here, who I don't think has looked the same for a couple of years. Certainly not close to bubble Davis. That's the last time we saw 2018 Pelicans-level Davis. I don't know what the end game is with this Lakers team, but I know the Pelicans have their pick. And I don't think whatever they have, I don't think it's really fixable in a way to make them a playoff team. Moving AD could make some sense if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. If you're just going headfirst into a rebuild, which I'm going to be honest, you gave Rob Pelinka a contract extension, and it wasn't to rebuild the Los Angeles Lakers. It was to maximize that winning window that you put together by making moves for LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So if you're going to trade AD, I don't understand why you would have gave an extension to Rob Pelinka. But look, with Anthony Davis so far this year averaging 23 points per game and 11 rebounds and shooting 53% from the field, the dude can still hoop. The guy's still a baller, but I do agree with Bill Simmons that he's not that Anthony Davis bubble guy anymore. He's not the guy that can really be the best player on a championship team anymore. And I sometimes question if he could be the second best player on a championship level team. The 3-point percentage is concerning. Pretty much the last 3 years, Anthony Davis has been shooting about 23% from downtown. What was it, 18% last year? That's the part of the game that just hasn't caught on like it was in the bubble. But look, if you're going to trade AD, you're going to get a bunch back. A trade for Davis could also signal the end of the LeBron James era in Los Angeles. LBJ, LeBron, cannot be traded during the 2022-2023 season because in his second year of the contract extension, it's more than 5% of a raise. And with that, you can't be traded in year one. So I don't really get the idea of trading AD now if your plan is to rebuild, because you don't have your own first round pick and you can't trade LeBron James right now. I see this as a move that could come during the summer. Let's say the Lakers miss the playoffs this year. They continue to go down the road they're going. You could see a Utah Jazz type rebuild where they traded Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert and got, 8-9 picks? Maybe you could move Anthony Davis and LeBron James and try to get that same type of haul if you do, Rob Pelinka, want to rebuild this team. If the Lakers are tanking, there is no need for LeBron to be in LA. And I don't think they started this season. They clearly didn't with the idea to tank. And I'm not sure after 9-10 games and the loss on Sunday that they're ready to tank just yet. But would I be surprised if an Anthony Davis trade happened? No, but I would question it. Because like we just said, if you can't trade LeBron right now, what's the point of starting to sell assets at the moment? Continue to try to win right now. Maybe don't move those 2 first-round picks like I have suggested a couple of times if your mind isn't on winning for the next couple of years. Play this year out and then readdress in the summer and see if you can get a king's ransom from LeBron and AD. I want to ask you guys this question, though, to get you guys involved down in the comment section early. Should the Lakers trade Anthony Davis? Should they do it? I'm sure I'll see some whys. I'm sure you'll see some no's. I'd say no right now, but look, show's not all about me. I want to hear from you as well. Should the Lakers trade Anthony Davis? Sound off in the comment section right now. Today's Lakers report is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes a great last-minute gift, and the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little Lakers Report Real One kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the code CHAT, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Grab a plot of Scottish land right next to me and Lord Coop, producer Coop, and save an extra 10% off already on top of the awesome deal that they have. You just got to go to establishedtitles.com/chat. That link will be in the comments and description of today's show. Let's go through some reasons as to why maybe Rob Pelinka and the Los Angeles Lakers could look to trade Anthony Davis. I think when you look at this roster, you got to be objective, Lakers fans. If you're not going to make any trades and you're going to roll with this starting 5 and the rest of the roster the rest of the way, the Lakers aren't contending for a Larry O.B. LeBron is great, Anthony Davis is great, but they can only do so much, and I don't think you can win a title or really compete in the Western Conference with Lonnie Walker or Pat Bev or Russell Westbrook at this point being your third best player. You can also acquire future assets. Go and look what the Utah Jazz did this offseason. They flipped the fortune and the future of their franchise by 2 trades. Did they trade their 2 best players? Yes, but now they have 8 future first-round picks and a lot of cap space. The Lakers could look to model a similar rebuild like Utah did in just one offseason. AD's health and longevity concerns cannot be denied. We'll get to that in a second. And you could free up some cap space. When you want to rebuild, when you want to tear it down and you want to go from square one, try to get back to the top, you need future picks and you need cap space. Trading Anthony Davis would definitely put a check mark in both of those boxes. AD, he's been unreliable really since he came into the NBA. If you go back to the 2019 season, that was probably the most, I would say, non-injury prone he was. He only missed 9 games out of 71. You only miss 9 games. A couple of those are going to be for load management. No sweat, no worries. But it's when you get to 2020 and you play half of the games. And you get to 2021 and you pretty much play half of the games. So far, he's been okay. He's only missed 1 out of 9 games, but you can't ignore the 2020 and 2021 sample size. The guy played 76 games out of 154. That's just not acceptable, especially with how much you gave up to trade for him and the fact that he's going to continue to get hurt and hurt if he goes down this path. I think AD can be great. I think AD is great, but I'm not sure we'll ever get back to the 2019 season where he might have been one of the best players in the NBA. Let's go through some reasons now to keep Anthony Davis. I don't think right now it makes that much sense, but hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. AD can still be a franchise cornerstone, and I do believe that. I don't know if he can be the first best player. I think he can be the second best player, but if he's your third best player, you're sitting really, really pretty. He's LeBron James's best teammate. He was the guy that LeBron James pushed for Rob Pelinka to go trade for. They have a title together. They clearly get along. He keeps the competitive window open. We talked about it a second ago. You didn't extend Rob Pelinka to be the head guy to spearhead a rebuild. It was to keep on getting assets and adding assets to a championship window that is shrinking by the second with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And despite, whatever you feel about AD, his defensive versatility is still tops in the NBA. He can almost guard 1 through 5. He's one of the best defensive players to ever play in the NBA. There's no doubt that he's a polarizing player, but the talent is undeniable. Are you mad as a Lakers fan that he missed a lot of time? Absolutely. Are you mad that the jump shot's inconsistent? No doubt about it. But the guy's a walking 20 and 10 with 2.5 blocks and shooting north of 50% from the field. I like AD. I don't think I'd trade him. I'd wait out the season to when I could trade him and LeBron James at the same time. And honestly, doesn't make sense to take right now. You don't have your own first-round pick. Try to maximize this window that it looks like is closing faster and faster as time goes by. Look, if an Anthony Davis trade happens, we are going to be breaking it down on this channel, youtube.com/LakersTV. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? We're talking Lakers every single day. News, rumors, injury updates, game previews, and post-game shows. Get with the program. Hit that big red button, lock us in, and help the Lakers Report get to 50,000 subs. What would an Anthony Davis trade look like? Because Bill Simmons can hop on his podcast and talk about he heard this and he heard that. But if you're not going to bring up what the Lakers could get back in return, which we will do in a second, what's the point of talking about it? This is what I think, and producer Coop thinks a return for AD might look like in a trade. If you're the Lakers, you're asking for multiple unprotected first-round picks, right? This is a player that, look, he's one of the best in the NBA still. Is he an elite guy anymore? No, but I still do think he's a top 15, top 20 guy in the NBA, and that's probably as low as it goes. You're going to want young and controllable players, guys that are on maybe still their rookie deals, guys that still have a couple more years on their deals right now. Cost-controlled assets is what you're going to be looking for if you're Rob Pelinka, and expiring salary. Because in a rebuild, you want picks, you want players that are controlled at a reasonable cost, and you want expiring salary so you can make plays for the big fish in free agency. What are some potential Anthony Davis destinations? I think the Boston Celtics. There were rumors last year. I know Chase Sr. talked about it on this channel a couple of times. The Boston Celtics were interested in an Anthony Davis trade, but if I'm trading Anthony Davis to the Boston Celtics, I want Jaylen Brown. I mean, who are you going to give me? That's the guy I would want in that trade. I don't think the Celtics would do that, but that's who I would target. The Chicago Bulls, they could use some defensive versatility in that front court. He is from Chicago as well, so that makes some sense. A little homecoming for AD. The San Antonio Spurs, could he be the next Tim Duncan over there? I think that's kind of disrespectful to Timmy D, but look, a team that has some assets to trade, a team that has no desire to win right now, could they look to kickstart a rebuild after getting a top 5 pick in the 2023 draft and adding Anthony Davis? The Oklahoma City Thunder, we know they have a lot of young talented players. SGA, Chet Holmgren, a lot of guys over there. They have a bunch of picks. Shout out to Sam Presti. And look, they're always down to make a blockbuster trade. And I don't think you can ever rule out Eric Spoelstra in the Miami Heat and Pat Riley. They're always looking to contend and add pieces to the puzzle that makes them a contender in the Eastern Conference. I also think the New York Knicks could possibly be a destination. They have 8 tradable first-round picks in the next couple of years. Maybe you try to get an expiring salary like Derrick Rose, Julius Randle, and a lot of picks. I mean, anytime a superstar is brought up, the New York Knicks, especially the way they're constructed right now, would make some sense. I'll ask you guys to pick one to trade, though. Who would you rather trade off of this team? Who would you rather blast into the sun? I want to hear from you. Type 3 for Anthony Davis. Type 0 for Russell Westbrook. I want the real ones to sound off right now. Let's go back to Paul Pierce's trade idea that he brought up a couple of days ago and that we broke down a couple of days ago. He thinks the Lakers and the Nets should get active in a trade where KD comes to LA and Anthony Davis goes to Brooklyn. I think the Lakers would be clear winners of this deal. I know Anthony Davis is a couple years younger than Kevin Durant, but I think Kevin Durant could still be the best player on the team that wins a title. And you pair up Kevin Durant, his scoring versatility in the half court, with LeBron James, who we know is still an elite basketball player. That's a team that I think could compete in the Western Conference. If I were the Lakers, I'd be calling Nets GM Sean Marks to gauge trade interest now or later. I'd be ringing that phone until he blocks my number. I just don't know if Sean Marks would make that kind of trade. If you're going to trade KD, you might as well just release Kyrie Irving as well. They're kind of a package deal. Could the Nets find something to lean on and build on with Anthony Davis going forward and him being the centerpiece and the face of that franchise? It's a risky move, no doubt about it. But an AD for KD trade could benefit both sides. You trade KD, you get rid of Kyrie Irving and everything he's got going on. You also get a younger player in Anthony Davis, and KD, I think, fits better with LeBron James at this point. That's just my take. I know some of you guys may disagree, but I do think it benefits both teams, and I do think it benefits the Lakers a little bit more. Kevin Durant and LeBron James on the same team, I'd go to BetUS right now and put a bet on the Lakers to win it all. Should the Lakers trade Anthony Davis? We'll end the show with this question. Should the Lakers trade Anthony Davis? Sound off below. Be honest. Don't get your feelings involved. Type Y for yes. Type N for no.